Welcome, class. Today we are going to continue our study of adding fractions with different denominators. To begin our study here, we're going to kind of build on the knowledge that we used last time, which is that when we have two fractions with different denominators, we need to transform those denominators into a fraction that is common. So we need to find a fraction that divides into 7 and 5 evenly. To do that, we'll find the lowest common multiple of those two numbers. So again, we're just kind of counting by, in this case, we're counting by 5s and counting by 7s. We're starting with a smaller number, that's 5. And just counting by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20. It's pretty easy. So we'll go 5, 10. I'm going to pause here. Actually, I'm going to use a better color too, by the way. I'm going to pause here because right away, as soon as I get to 10, I notice 7 is smaller than 10, so I'm going to go back to 7. I always choose the smaller of the two numbers. So here we got 14, then go back to 10 because 10 is smaller than 14. 5, 10, 15, and then 7, 14, 21, 5, 10, 15, 20. This would be 28, 25. This would be 30. 5, this would be 30 and 35. So I just counted by 5s and counted by 7s. That's it. And whatever you need to do to sort of, figure that out best, whether it's kind of using a table of multiples in your notebook, that's fine. But we're just counting by 5s and counting by 7s. It's good practice. And once I get my common multiple, I'm going to pause here. This will be my new denominator in these two fractions. It's going to be the same denominator for both. Notice how I'm able to use the same denominator for both of these numbers, 7 and 5. I just have to transform them a little bit differently. And I'm going to show you how. If I move down a bit here, I'm going to use this multiple here, this common multiple between these two numbers. It's going to be the new common denominator, the lowest common denominator. I'm going to just plug in a 35 right there. Lowest common denominator. That's what the LCD stands for. And I'm going to put that anywhere I see LCD, I'll just put the lowest common denominator. Here it is again. Okay, that's my new fraction. That's my new number that I'm going to be using. We're going to use it all over the place here. Okay, 35. Now the question is, how do I get from 7 to 35? 7 times what equals 35. Now, really, there's actually a pretty, I happen to know off the top of my head that 7 times 5 equals 35. If I'm not sure, I can count. 7 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equals 35. I'm going to write that down. 7 times 5 equals 35. But what do I put up here? Okay, well, I know that there's a rule. When I was practicing equivalent fractions, we discovered that whatever I multiply the bottom by, I also need to multiply the top by. Whatever I do to the bottom, I need to do to the top. So notice that these two numbers here are the same. And last, 7 times 5 is 35, and 5 times 5 is 25. Now, and we're going to do the same thing on the bottom. 5 times what equals 35? If I need a little bit of a hint, I can go up here. 5 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. 5 times 7 is 35. Whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. There we go. Now, 5 times 7 is 35. 2 times 7 is 14. And there we have it. I have two new fractions, 25 35/35 and 14/35. Now when I want to add those, I'll just add 25 plus 14. The denominator will stay the same.